The Stealth, and ladies and gentlemen, done and done. Here, I'll do a little bit of a light test here, and I'll explain that in just a moment. But anyway, got the tail lights working. Of course, the front end, got those working as well. So we're good to go. That's the only thing I lit up on the model because only had room for it to do that. But anyway, last I left off on that, I got all the wheels on, so we're all good and square and straight. Got the little rear view mirrors, if you can see the shiny chrome parts on there. And then of course the back of the tail light section, which I had to trim down because it's supposed to fit underneath, and it just did not. But adding the LED, it added a little bit of a gap. So what I did was I glued it down. I don't try to glue parts down with super glue. I have, but I try not to do it. I usually use something very mild like crystal clear. So I glued that down, and I took Mr. Tulip, and I just put a little bead on the gap there. This is where Tulip comes in handy instead of you know, trying to break out the putty, which you just don't need. You know, you need just something just to, you know, fill in the hole without damaging the plastic and or a lot of work. So a little bit of Tulip on there, filled in, wiped away, and we are good to go. And all I had to do was just spray a sealer, and for example, instead of me digging out Future, or you can get you a gloss varnish from any major paint brand and spray it on there, and you're good to go. So I got that. I had to do that on both sides, and then the I kind of had to cheat here a little bit on the headlights for the clear parts. I took some just some styrene here, and I cut it to shape, and really couldn't get it on the inside. It just kept it would fall in, and I was just trying to hold it just right. So I just cut them square off where they're flush. And you can see a little bit of the white. That's from the crystal clear, which is still curing, but it will dry clear, so we're no worries on that. But we are good to go on that. So I think it turned out pretty darn nice. I do got to wipe off the, I assume that's my assistant's little hair on there. But anyway, we'll get that cleaned up, and we'll take some pretty pictures, and I'll put them on the social media so you can see those. But anyway, done and done. I did leave the license plate decal off. To me, it's just they're old and probably not the right one. So at least you know, if you ever need to find the correct decal, at least it's off and you can put the right one on. And then I forgot to tell you all that. This is supposed to go on the headlights, which is go right through here. Well, the I was going to have to cut these to make the turn signal lights. Well, it would look like I cut it, and it just, to me, it didn't look right. And if it wasn't smoked, I would have done it. If it was just clear plastic, I would have. So I just took some 5-minute epoxy, and I just filled in the contour there on both sides, if you can actually see it. And then I took some Tamiya clear orange and just with a micro brush. If you ain't know what that is, micro brushes, which is one of the greatest. Then after you use them a couple times, you can rip off the pad and you have your nice self little sculpting tool. But that's another subject. Filled in the clear orange, and you got your turn signals, and we are good to go. But anyway, very fun kit. I mean, I don't build a whole lot of car models, but that was very fun and clean, and just of course, it looks good when it's got just a little bit of light in it. But anyway, that's what I've got that going on today, is finishing up the Stealth so I can get that off to its owner, and I got to contact him, make sure that he can receive it, because it is going to Florida, and they did have a hurricane, so I got to make sure that's all hunky-dory. But anyway, I'm going to get this off the workbench, because I got to clean off this workbench. Can you tell where I've been cutting and painting, and it just needs a new clean one. So anyway, Stealth is done, and we'll be on to the next one, which is the ball tank. I started going through that, and I'm going to forego the interior. I just don't think it's, I mean, if you want to open it up, you probably could, but I really just want the tank on the outside. But the inside's cool enough, but I really don't want to do the interior. But I do need the frame, so I started on the frame, adding the, because you got to have the balls on each side, and then of course the tank tread here if it stopped moving, like so. So anyway, I'm going to add the, I got to add the little crossbars there, and we'll be good to go on that. So anyway, that's not too bad. I mean, detail on it is just, it's just, I mean, it is there. It is a very gorgeous kit. So anyway, I'm on to that, and hopefully we can get hopefully get a little more done today. Hopefully, if it would quit raining. It's been one of them rainy, dreary days, which is model building weather, but you know, I do have a few other little chores I gotta take care of. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. We're getting ready to start the ball tank. Finished up the stealth, and then we'll probably have a clean workbench after that. But anyway, oh, and I always have to explain, because I build for other people. It's going to be, you're going to have two wires hanging out the bottom. You're going to have black, going to have red. I'm going to give you a 9-volt case with a clicker. And all you got to do is hook up red to black, and whatever base you want. If you want to put it on a base, just drill you a hole, put the wires through, and fish that through, and then wire it up, and everything will be working. But anyway, got to mention that because I do communicate through YouTube instead of always doing emails and instant messaging. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.